105.5 WDHA here on the Morning Jolt. Gary Green is my guest. Gary is the owner of a couple of minor league baseball teams, and he also has a really cool Darryl Strawberry story that I wanted to tell a little bit later on. Gary, good morning and welcome to WDHA.
Good morning. Great to be here, and great. Thanks for having me.
Now, as the owner of a couple of minor league baseball teams, minor league baseball is involved kind of the testing ground, if you will, for some rule changes being proposed at the major league level. Of the rule changes that you've seen so far, Gary, what are some of the ones you like and some of the ones you're not too crazy about?
You know, I'm big on rule changes. I think the game needs to change, as you know, society's needs for sports has needed to change. So I would like to see shifts that are kind of in a closer bandwidth. I think the game has overshifted, which has hurt the game as far as base hits and players trying to hit over the shift. I love the bigger bases. I know it's a little thing, but it's better for injuries. Maybe it's slightly better for stolen bases, but it makes a lot of sense. I love the pitch clock. I think that the game needs to speed up. I love that pitchers need to pitch within a certain time. Hitters need to get up to the plate, and we need more contact in this game. So, triples are more exciting than home runs. Love home runs too, but triples are more exciting, and contact is more exciting. So anything that creates more contact, more base hits, more runs, more athleticism is great for the game.
I agree with you 100% on the pitch clock. With regard to the bases, if you had told me they're going to make the bases bigger, I would have said, oh, they don't need to do that. But if you just did it and didn't tell me, I don't think I'd ever notice.
You know, it's the little things, and I'm not saying that's going to make a difference, just like the intentional walk, not having to throw the 4 pitches is going to make a big difference. But these things are cumulative. And other sports have changed rules. Football changed rules to increase scoring. The NBA added the 3-point line. And there's something about baseball and the traditionalist and the history that makes it so hard, and that people are so outspoken and about changing the game. And then they complain that baseball is not as popular as it used to be. Well, you can't have one argument and the other argument. The game has to shift. It has to change. And there's a number of things. And the folks over at the MLB offices on 6th Avenue, they know it. And they have to be sensitive to the older fans who want to keep it, or the traditionalist. But the game has to shift and change.
Talking to Gary Green this morning here at 105.5 WDHA on the Morning Jolt. Pace of play for me is more important than length of game. I think if the game is exciting enough, nobody will really care. I know you're a big Met fan. When they rallied the other night against the Phillies, down 8-1, I think it was, in the 9th inning. And I don't think anybody cared how long that game was at that point, because it was just so exciting to watch the comeback. So to me, pace of play is the biggest problem they need to deal with.
No, absolutely. But one of the rules I do like, which I'm not popular with this point of view, is I love the ghost runner. I love the ghost runner in extra innings, because I see fans walk out of the stadium in a long extra inning game where they don't get a final result, and it's frustrating. And you go to 9 innings of baseball, nobody wants to stay for 14 or 15 innings. The free baseball in the end of that, and I feel like the ghost runner just makes it a lot more exciting. And I know it was a product of COVID, but I'd like to see that rule stick around.
One of the other things that you were involved with, you purchased back in 2017 Baseball America, which for many of us is the Bible, especially when it comes to minor league baseball. What have been some of the challenges, Gary, in a digital age with Baseball America, the publication?
No, great question. And when you talk about the digital age, that's the right way to present it. We're a print we were a print publication. We still are. But we have the same headwinds of baseball, and that is getting a younger fan. So when it came time to buy Baseball America, we had to shift as many of the print subscribers as possible over to digital. And we did that. And we did that really successfully. And it wasn't easy. The folks are used to having, I learned this from when I got in the publishing business in 2017 from my friend Jill Kaplan, who was publisher at Cranes. A daily publication is a lean in. You lean in, you read it. A weekly or a monthly is a lean back. You kind of hold it. And people are used to holding something that's a monthly or a weekly as opposed to a lean in that's a daily. So we had to shift that, and to go digital. It was really difficult, but we were really successful doing it. We still have our print because we're not going to leave the folks who don't want to have, who don't want to have digital. We don't want to leave them behind. And we have both, but there is a shift to digital, and it continues on. It
I have to
continues
tell
on,
you,
and the publishing industry it's dead, right? It's companies that stay just publishing don't survive.
I have to tell you that one of the biggest thrills I had, I've coached baseball for a number of years, was involved in the front office of the Newark Bears in the Atlantic League. One of my biggest thrills, Gary, was opening Baseball America and seeing my name in the transactions column. Like, oh, wow, I've actually made it. I'm in Baseball America. It was such a thrill.
I was going to say, yeah, better to see your name in the transactions column than the obituaries that we have, right?
Yes, this is very true. This is very true. Gary Green,
No,
my
no,
guest.
there's no, yeah, sorry, there's probably no place to find out. And our fans, we actually tried to remove it and not have it. And our fans, and our subscribers said, no, we need this. There's no place to find out in baseball where, who's passed away, and we need this. So we put it back. Funny story.
Gary Green with us this morning here at 105.5 WDHA on the Morning Jolt. You have a wonderful Darryl Strawberry story to tell, and I know you were a huge Strawberry fan. Tell our listeners about that.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of them, but
the Rookie of the Year award is the one I'm thinking of.
So I am a big Met collector, and I've collected a number of objects, and I love collecting moments, and I love collecting special things around the Mets. And I didn't know Darryl at the time, and I bought his Rookie of the Year award at auction at Sotheby's, and I had it up on my wall with a number of other things. And so we used to have, for my building services company, we used to have a big holiday party, and we would get athletes from Joe Klecko to John Starks, Mookie Wilson, Lee Mazzilli. So one year we had Darryl Strawberry, and so Darryl signing autographs and taking pictures, and he doesn't know me. And a friend of mine says, "Hey, Darryl, Gary bought your Rookie of the Year award." So Darryl gets up, and we have this kind of OJ moment where he's like, "Where'd you get that from? That was stolen from my mother's house." Wow. And I instinctively said, as a Met fan, and Darryl Strawberry gave us so many great memories, I said, and he offered to buy it from me. He said, "How much can I pay you for it?" And I said, "Look, it belongs to you. Doesn't belong to me. And I'm going to give it to you." And so he said, "You're going to give it to me?" He's like, "I thought you bought it." I'm like, "Yeah, but it belongs to you. I'm going to return it to you." So we developed this great friendship where he basically said to me, "I will be there for you for whatever you need for business. You just let me know." And it's a real good example of, if you do something and you pay it forward, good things come back to you. And I could tell you that Darryl's helped us land so much business. He helped us land the Citi Field contract back in 2009 for the opening of the stadium. And he's one of my best friends. And so I was able to put together the project for the ESPN 30 for 30, the Doc and Darryl, ESPN 30 for 30 a few years back, and working with Judd Apatow on that. And so many good things just came from that gesture that I had. And it's a really good reminder and lesson for me to continue to do things like that in my life.
Darryl, hands down, had maybe the sweetest left-handed swing I've ever seen, Gary. It was effortless. And the ball was going 400 plus feet, just an effortless, beautiful left-handed swing.
Yeah, no, he did. He did. And it's so funny. Like, now I know him so much more as a person, and as as somebody who, to him, the drugs and addiction that derailed him, you speak to him, it was supposed to happen because he's saving lives because of his experience. And I've seen it firsthand. And we've gone to prisons, and we've gone to recovery clinics, and we've spoken to athletes at colleges together. And he'll be the first one to tell you, like, I'll give up the Hall of Fame, and I'll give up all those home runs because I got derailed by drugs, just so I could make a difference and save people's lives. And And anybody who spends 10 minutes with Darryl really sees that.
He actually was at an appearance that we did at the radio station at DHA pre-COVID. So it's a few years ago. But yes, that aura that he brings, you're absolutely right. There's no question about it. There seems to be a peace of mind with him as he continues in his recovery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was great. The ESPN 30 for 30 really covered that well. And it's really inspiring to be around him. He's a very inspiring person. And anytime you have that as an example in your life and somebody who's just with you on that, I feel like it makes you better.
Gary, I appreciate your time. Thanks for spending some time with us this morning here on the DHA Morning Jolt, talking about minor league baseball and the rules changes, and Darryl Strawberry as well.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time.